Hello, in this Solidity tutorial, we are going to look at different data types. So the default example that we've been using and the one that you're most likely given if you've been using the Remix IDE is this. So a simple contract which has a variable, a set method and a return method. And within here, there's been already three different variables. We've had the stored data variable, the X variable, and the retrval variable, which is just the return value variable. And they've all had the data type uint. And for those that don't know, uint is a unsigned int. And again, for those that don't know, a integer is a whole number. So like -1, -2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of them are integers. 4.5 is not a valid integer. And an unsigned int is a integer that is not a negative, so it's 0 and above. So if you want to handle negative numbers as well, you need a regular int. So by default, uint is the size of 256. If I type 2 or any number really, in jumps of 8 you can get different sizes for these integers, and the benefit of using a smaller size, even though it can only support smaller numbers, if you know that particular variable isn't going to store large like numbers, then you could save on the memory required to use those variables, and it's just a win-win. So let me show you. So we got uint, and this is just a simple contract. So if I click create, if I click get, it gets 0 because nothing assigned to it. If I assign the value 5, click get now, it gets 5. Let's just comment this line out, and for the set now, I'm going to do store data equals 1. Now, I'm going to do equals -1, and I need a semicolon. As you can see, it's saying an error. So it's saying is not implicitly convertible to expected type unsigned int of 256, and that's because it's a negative. And remember, you can't store negatives in an unsigned integer. So if we get rid of the minus, that goes away. And if I get rid of this old contract, click create, if I click get, we get 0. If I click set, we haven't specified the value, but if I click get, we get 1. And 0 is fine, let's say 67 is fine. All of these values are fine, but it's just if we, let's say, have a negative value, that is not allowed. You might be thinking, okay, how about if we want negative values? Like I said, you just use a regular integer, and that's without the u. So int, that's got rid of this error. Now we've got an error here. So it's saying return argument type int 256 is not implicitly convertible to expected type, and that's because the return type is unsigned int. So if I click get rid of that, and now it's working a-okay. So let's just create this contract again, click get 0, but if I click set, we get -7. So that's how you handle negative values. And as before, you can set the different size for the variable, where we say unsigned int or a int. By default, if you just put int or unsigned int, it will give the maximum length of 256. Another data type is bool, and this stands for boolean, and a boolean variable is one that stores one of two values, either true or false. Think of it as on or off, like a light switch, it's either on or off, 1 or 0. So if I call it var1, and what I'm going to do is just comment this out, and I'm going to say, I'm actually going to change this to bool x, so var1 equals x, and I'm going to return var1. Gets an error because we need to change the return type. And now let's create the contract. If we click get, it says false because it hasn't been assigned anything yet. If I, let's say, assign, let's say true, set get, and it gets true. We can explicitly assign a value ourselves, just hard code one in. So var1 equals false, for example, that's valid true is also valid. What happens if we assign, let's say, 1 to it? We get this error. So this error is saying it's not the same data type. In other programming languages, if you were to assign a number to a Boolean variable, what would actually happen is that Boolean variable would either become true or false. If it was 0 assigned to it, it would become false. Any other value, it would become true. That's not the case in Solidity, so just bear that in mind. That's a Boolean. Another data type is string. I think you can guess what that is going to be, and I'll call this var2. And var2 equals x, and we'll change this to string, change this to string, and we'll change the value, the variable that we're returning, like so. Let's create the contract. If I click get, just an empty string. If I put in hello set get, what happened here? What has happened? Let me just okay, so set unexpected token JSON position blah 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 blah. Okay, let's just create the contract again. Let's put quotations. So hello set sorry about that, get, oh my bad, forgot the quotation marks. And for putting hello world, set get, so you handle spaces a-okay as well. So that's a string variable. That's really it for the basic data types within Solidity. A lot of other programming languages will have a lot of other data types, but realistically this is all you need. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and as usual, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.